Buildings are responsible for 1/3 of greenhouse emissions, and about half of that comes from heating. But today, we have heat pumps. These run on electricity, and it can both heat and cool.
Hi everyone, today we will be recreating this edit from AV Video School. So first of all, you can see over here is that, there's a white background. So what we are going to do is right click new solid, make sure the color is white and hit OK. Next thing is we are going to make these three backgrounds, okay, these three textures, meaning this green, this blue, and finally this orange. Okay, so let's select this rectangle tool, okay, and make something like this. Let's hit S and make it bigger by increasing the scale. Now first of all I'm going to hit stroke and make it solid and make the fill, let's make it green, hit OK. Then I'll just open this up, okay, rectangle, and I'll select this rectangle, hit add, and then gradient fill, and then we are going to make this green color. Okay, so make it like this, pull this up. Now I'll be heading on towards this gradient fill, and then select edit gradient to change the colors. Now this is the black portion which is down, and this is the white portion which is up, so we have to change the black portion. Select this, and then let's make this green, hit OK. Now we have got this. You can just select this and change the feathering of the colors or distribution of the colors. Now the next thing is hit Ctrl D to just copy this and put over here. Okay, now rename this first one to green BG, rename this to orange PG, and let's head on to contents rectangle, and in gradient fill I'll head on to edit gradient and then select the green part and head on to this orange color, and let's select this, hit OK. Hit Ctrl D again and change the name to blue. Okay, and let's bring this on top, and again head on to rectangle and then open gradient fill, edit gradient, blue, and select this and make this darker. Now we need to make this sun. Okay, so I'm just going to select this ellipse tool, and while holding shift I will drag my mouse. Okay, hit Ctrl Alt home to bring the anchor point to the center. Let's change the fill color to orange, bright orange, and delete the stroke. Put this over here. Now for the next part, what we need is these shapes. Okay, so we are going to make these shapes manually in After Effects. So what I'm going to do is right click new composition, hit OK, and select this to switch on our transparency mode. Now we'll make this building block. So to do that, simply just select rectangle tool, make sure the fill is white, and enable the stroke, make this 6, and make something like this. Okay, bring this down a bit. Now I'll select the pen tool with the same properties of fill and stroke, and then I will start making something like this. Then I will again click here. Okay, now I'll again select this, make the fill to black and delete the stroke, and make these windows. Hit Control D to copy this and hit Control Alt Home to bring the anchor point to the center and drag this here. Hit Control D again and drag this here. Now just select all these three windows, hit Control D and copy this or drag it down here. Again hit Control D, it will become copied, and then drag it down here. So you will get this building. Now you simply have to select all of them, hit Control Shift C, and let's rename this to tall building and hit OK. And then simply just copy this and bring it over here and paste it. Okay. For now, what I'm going to do is this hit on this eye icon on the orange one to deselect this. Okay. So in the first scene, you can see, wait, yeah. So it is like this. So what we need to do is select our blue BG, bring it over here. Okay. And then hit S, deselect this. Okay. And hold Y and drag the anchor point to down, and then select the Y axis and drag it up to cover the top. Okay, so you get this. Now I'll select the green one. Okay, hold Y and drag it here down and hit S and deselect the link, drag this up. Okay, now simply just select this tall building. Okay, hit S and just bring it over here. Now what we have to do is simply copy these, okay, and place them by changing the scale. Now for the next part, we are going to make this house. Okay, so simply I'll new composition, hit OK and select this transparent. Now I'll select my rectangle tool again, make this fill white, enable the stroke layer and make it black. Now I'll hold shift and make a square, hit Control Alt Home to bring anchor point to the center. Now we simply have to make it 3D. Hit R for rotation and turn it somewhat like this. Then hit Control D and then let's make this to -38 to rotate it. So it was here +38, okay, and we made it here -38 to make this in opposite direction for the house roof. Okay, now we'll place it over here. Okay, to get this shape. Now simply I'll just select the pen tool and we have to make this part. Okay, so just click over here and simply we'll make this. And then for the door, simply I'll select this rectangle tool, make sure the fill is black and there is no stroke, and let's make a door like this. Okay, now we have completed this. So simply select all, Control Shift C, make this house, hit OK to get this. Now simply we have to just do the same thing, is copy this and put it in our main composition. Hit S to scale it down. Okay, now for the animation part, so what happens is first it opens up and these all fall one by one. Okay, all of this, hit P for position, go ahead 1.5 seconds and hit position keyframe again. Go to the start, let's select all of them and drag them up like this. come down, select this F9, let's drag it towards the left. So it will come out like this, but we want it to one by one. So I'll select this one from the right. Then I'll select the house one and then move it a bit forward. Then I'll select this, move this a bit forward, and finally this. Okay, as you can see, this whole thing is rising up. So to do that, we need to select our blue BG, hit S for scaling. Okay, and we have to select this building. So it will be this, and hit U to reveal the position keyframes because this building is coming in last. We want our animation to last till here. Okay, so I'll click the blue BG and select scale properties and click on the scale keyframe matching this keyframe. Okay, because we want it to end over here. Then we'll go over here, again hit the scale properties, and as you can see over here, it is coming from below and going up. Okay, so simply just drag this down somewhat here, and then what we need to do is basically bring this in. It will rise up here. Okay, similarly with our green part, we have to simply select again our green BG, hit S, scale keyframe on the same positions here and here. Okay, select Y and drag this over here, the anchor point, and let's just shorten this up. Okay, and it will grow here like this. Select this F9. Okay, and then drag this towards the left. So we'll get this animation. This over here, but as you can see, there is cut part is not coming, so we need to make it like this. Okay, it should be cut from here. So to do that, simply just head on to toggle switches mode. Okay, and select the track point and put it on blue BG and enable the eye icon to get this. Okay, so you'll get this animation. Okay,
Buildings are responsible for one.
this part will come, so we need to make this cylinder part now. Okay, this chimney part. So to do that, simply right click new composition. Okay, again select this. Now to make this, let me just zoom this in. Okay, so first we need the circles. Select the ellipse tool and while holding shift, make a perfect circle. Hit Ctrl Alt Home to bring anchor point to the center. Now let's hit this and make it 3D. Hit R for rotation and while holding the Z axis, rotate it like this. Now while holding the X axis, rotate it like this. Okay. Hit P for position and drag this up. Now what we have to do is hit Ctrl D to copy this. Okay. And then make sure the fill is white and stroke is black. Okay. Now hit S for scale and make it big. Bring it below this layer to get this shape as you can see. And now simply just select this and hit Ctrl D to copy it. Hit P for position and bring it down a bit to get this double layer. Okay, like this as you can see over here. And now for the next part, simply select the pen tool. Make sure these settings are same. Zoom this in and we'll start from the corner. Click here. Okay, click down. Again, click here. And finally, click here. And then here. Now, what we have to do is basically select this convert vertex tool and click here and here. Now you simply have to do one thing, is bring in a rectangle tool, fill black, delete the stroke, and make lines like this. Select both of them, hit T and reduce the opacity. Okay. Now select all this, Control Shift C, and make this chimney. Now simply have to just copy this, head on back, hit Control V to paste it. Now we have to bring it behind, hit S to make it small and put it over here. Now for the animation, you can see that, it is this orange part is coming with the chimney and the smoke. Okay. So what we are going to do is, basically after this, we have to enable our orange PG, which we disabled. Okay, break it on top, and after this we have to simply over here deselect this and drag the y-axis to 0. Then it will open up like this. Select this F9, then drag this towards the left to get this animation. Okay, now I'll just bring it over here at the center, and when this opens up, this chimney will also open up. So I'll select the chimney while selecting this orange BG and hit U. Select this again and hit S. Click on the scale on both of this same places of these keyframes, and now deselect the scale properties, select Y and drag this down. Now we have to make it 0 over here and it will open up like this. Select this F9 and the same one, drag the left to the this side. Okay, so you get this animation. And when this opens up, we simply have to select all our buildings, hit P for position over here, and go ahead and drag them down. Okay, except the chimney. So let's delete the chimney keyframes. Okay, and at the same time, these blue and this green parts will become smaller. So just select the orange BG, hit U to reveal the keyframes. Now hit U on the green one and also the blue one. Okay. Now click on the scale keyframes. Go ahead. Again click on the scale keyframes and this time select this. Hit Ctrl Shift D to cut it to make a new green BG. And this time I'll bring the anchor point below. Go here and then select the green BG scale and let's drag it down here. Okay, select the keyframes and drag it towards the left. Similarly for this blue one, we are going to select this blue and then hit Ctrl Shift D to cut it, hit U for bringing up scale properties on the new blue BG. Go ahead and now drag this, bring the anchor point to the top and drag this up over here. So we get this animation. Simply select the pen tool, make sure the fill is on. Now make a triangle like this. Okay, and head on to effects and presets, search for gradient ramp and put it on this. Okay, swap the colors. Okay, select this white part and let's put it over here, and black part over here. Okay, now we will put wave warp on this. Now we have to simply bring this shape layer. Remember to copy these settings. Okay, I'll put my shape layer above the chimney layer. Okay, so as if it's coming from here. Okay, and as you can see, it is coming from inside. So simply what I'm going to do is from here, just bring this. Okay, hit Control Alt Home to bring anchor point to the center. Then hit Y to bring anchor point over here. Okay, hit S again, deselect the scale properties, and then click here, scale keyframe. Go ahead, click the scale keyframe here again. Now go to the start and let's first bring it over here and bring this down to 0, and it will open up like this. Now select this F9 and then drag this towards the left. Okay, hit Shift P to open up position. Click on position keyframe also. Go ahead and click here. Now starting it will be over here, and in end it will over here. Okay, select this F9, then drag this towards the left to get this animation. Now to cut off this part, simply I'll select my shape layer, put it above this orange PG and track matte this to orange PG and select this to this alpha matte. Okay, and enable the orange PG. So it will cut off over here. So you'll get this animation. Now we'll add text. So new text. Now I'll simply add my effect over here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is basically I'll right click new solid, hit OK, and make sure it's on top. Put gradient ramp on it. Okay, and then now let's make it this red and this black. Okay, first what I want to do is select this rectangle tool and mask this out. Okay, only this part. Open this mask path and make sure. Okay, now the next thing is I'll hit Control Shift C to make it a pre-compose layer, and rename this to heat layer. Hit OK, mask this. Okay, and then increase the feathering. Hit T for opacity and reduce the opacity. Increase the mask. Okay, expansion, and you will get this red part. Okay, you can hit T and also increase the opacity to get this. Okay, to make it 80. Yeah, now so when this opens up, okay, simply I'll just select this, hit T for opacity, go ahead, again T for opacity, go to the start and make this 0. So you get this. Okay, select this F9 for the, you know, emissions. You can just make the lines. The final effect, okay, the post production, which I'll be going to do now, is I'll bring in another adjustment layer, rename this to post. First, I'll bring in some noise, and put it over here. Increase the noise a bit. As you can see, some noise is there. Okay, let's make it 10. Then I'll bring in turbulent displace, and I'll also bring in roughen edges. Copy my settings of turbulent displace and roughen edges to, get these, you know, scribbly edges over here. Okay. Now for the final effect, go to effects and presets and search for posterize time. Put it over here. Let's make this 16, and you'll get that lag effect over here. Okay. Something like this. So this is it for the first part of the animation. I will see you again for the second part of the animation. Till then, keep practicing.